What is going on, folks? Adam Dufrat here, back in the game again, with quite a large unboxing compared to some of my smaller items. Today we've got an what is it? It's an Alienware Aurora R11 with the same case since they've used since, I don't know, R9 or something like that. I haven't really followed it. It's about 4 years, almost exactly, since my first Alienware purchase. I did end up putting a 1080 in it alongside another 1080, if you've seen that. It's worked out very well. It's got the i7 7700K. It's still rocking. Can still use it just fine to this day. But wanted to kick it up a notch. Do I build custom PCs? Yes. Will I build your custom PC? Maybe, if the price is right. Maybe you provide your own GPU, or you've got some really deep pockets because of the shortages, as you can imagine right now. Anyways, on to the R11. So let's have a peek at this. Purelator just dropped it off today. Okay, so like last time, it was, what, a box inside of a box inside of another box or something like that. So there's a bunch of locks on this tape here, so it must be some pretty secure stuff. Just a tamper-proof seal, I'm sure. Remember 4 years ago getting that other Alienware. It had the actual Alienware guy on the box. I don't know why I was so excited about that, but I was. It says Intel inside on here, so that's not a heat bag if you're looking at robbing a Purelator van or anything else, but no Alienware guy this time. So anyways, let's have a peek here. Alright, well this time the first thing I notice is it's in a white box, and it's got white flaps anyway. But last time it was all black on top, so let's see here. Try not to knock over a bunch of stuff around me here. Oh, what do you know? What do we got? Get rid of this beast here. Okay, so Alienware says what some of the specs about it. Says it's got Alienware effects. Or alien effects RGB, so suppose the lighting can be changed. They're boasting 14 times USB ports, so it's a lot. It's still got that engineering style drawing like the last box on here, which is kind of neat. Fair bit of thought and money spent just even on the packaging, like we noticed last time as well, so that's cool. Okay, inside it says Dell here. I might have to bring in a little bit closer to have a look at the ports, but for now we'll just get this out of the box and all that. Okay, so you open it up and we've got the 120 volt US style, standard power cord. Again, opted out of the keyboard and the mouse and any other goodies that you could have got. Actually still rocking the, what's it, a G910 or something like that, Logitech Orion Spark. The only thing that I'd have to say about that I'm not particularly pleased about is all the LED lights went all inconsistent. So if you choose, the keys to all be red, some of them are and some of them aren't. Which is kind of weird, but physically the keyboard works well. So I'm going to keep rocking the Razer mouse and the Orion Spark keyboard. There's a little quick start guide. Plug in USB ports. Plug in internet. Okay, well, you're not much of an enthusiast if you're having to read that, I don't think. But anyway, warranty registration book and so on. And pretty similar to the last time, it's got the same packaging type design. Let's see if I can do this without dropping everything here. So, just like the last video about 4 years ago, so if something hits the side of the box, this thing's going to be pretty well protected, which is cool. Certainly spend enough money on it. You don't want to exactly be returning it for damage, so see if I can get this off here. Alright, so this is the beast right here. I'm not so surprised at how small it is like I was last time, because I kind of expected it this time. But yeah, so it kind of tapers down from the back and a little bit from the front as well. It appears to have super speed ports on the front, so 3 USB 3s, I'm going to say, maybe 3.1 Type A's, a USB 3.1 Type C, and mic and headphones on the front there. It's got the little Core i9, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's all wrapped in plastic and whatnot. I'll peel all that off later on. It's got fan port here on the top, you can see, and then it's got 2 here on the side. So what else we got going on? Alienware looks as if it lights up here on the side, so I think that's what they're talking about with Alien Effects, RGB, you know, red, green, blue. You can probably change all the different colors in a spectrum or customize it in some fashion there. Very plasticky, but it does look really cool. Definitely a unique shape. One of those things where it's all about the fashion on the outside with Dell, and all about function on the inside. So they typically don't do, you know, windows where you can see into it and all that. It's very metallic and very utilitarian inside, but kind of pretty outside. So not much of a different theme that way than what they've went with. Let's see here. Are we able to see the ports here, or is it better to bring yous on in here? Hopefully you can see that okay. Alright, so let's see here. Looks like SPDIF here for optical audio, digital signal, coax. So a bunch of USB, possibly 2s here. Ethernet, you've got USB 3.1 type. I'm thinking A and C, because there's a box around this particular port that the C is included in, and then I'm going to say probably USB 3. You've got your analog surround sound inputs here, and then, oh, what? An RTX 3090 right here with 24 gigs of GDDR6X. Yes. Where can you find these? Pretty much nowhere, but if you build a machine through Dell, as far as I can tell right now. So super excited about this guy here. Very, very much. More than anything else. It looks like you've got a 1,000-watt power supply to accommodate said card. Let's see here if we can open it up and have a peek. It apparently isn't a tool-less opening, but it appears to just be one single Phillips screw. So let us see. Never opened it or done anything else with these before, so bear with me here. But it appears this is some kind of a lock. Okay, so yeah, that's just a lever, and it opens the door here, or the panel. And I guess as simple as that. So they've designed it a little bit differently, whereas before on the side panel they had the lighting, or like those kind of LED little strips. And there was these contacts that would secure themselves against the whatever power supply or little cable that was there. And they've pretty much done away with that, so it's a little bit more simple, a little bit less to go wrong, I suppose, as far as that goes. Okay, so let's have a look inside here. Okay, so there's a swing-out power supply, I believe, the same way as they've been designing them for a while. So you unlock it and unlock it here. And I think, if all goes well, it's a super tight hinge. Then that will swing right out. And let's have a peek here. So it appears that we've got this absolute monster with two 8-pin power supply ports. And it runs the entire length of the case right to the bitter end. I'm sure the case is designed lengthwise to actually accommodate the 30 series RTX cards in as small a form factor as possible. So, some pictures I've seen, there was these liquid cooled options. I never saw anything asking, do I want liquid cooled? Do I want to do anything fancy? We're talking a 3090. You can't get better than that, so I'm not sure if that's a newer thing since I've ordered it or exactly what that's about, but apparently there isn't a liquid cooler here where a second card could go. Let's see here. It's actually a modular power supply, which is really cool. So they likely use these in a ton of their builds and then only use the cables that are necessary, as you can imagine. December 19th, 2020, it was built in, at least for the power supply. Little air cooler here, so yeah, I didn't really have a choice last time. If I chose the biggest power supply, it automatically came with liquid cooling. So this may need a little upgrade in the future. I'm actually kind of surprised to just see almost a low-profile stock cooler on that. But anyways, that is a 10th Gen i9, which is a 10900. There's a letter after it there. 10900F maybe. Let me see if I can figure it out. It is a 10900F, yes. So that was the highest CPU I could choose at the time and the highest video card that I could choose at the time. Let's see, I've only got 16 gigs of RAM going right now. I don't particularly love the upgrade prices of that, so I may upgrade it in the future. It can accommodate up to 120 gigs of RAM. I've got a 512 M.2 PCIe boot drive, and then I've got a 2-tera, somewhere in there should be a 2-tera drive, yeah, just behind here. So it's got the 2-tera, and it appears that it's got 2 more hard drive ports available here. And I'm thinking that's probably about the gist of it. So I'm just going to see if we can put it back together. Make sure all these cables are sitting where they're supposed to go. Everything seems to function pretty simply. And there appears to also be what they've included, even though it's got a modular design, 2 6+2 pins. So by the look of it, with another PCI E-slot here and this hold down bracket, you could actually upgrade to a dual card setup, or maybe as an accessory they do give you that liquid cooler. I don't know what that would entail, or if that's a proprietary setup through Dell, or how it works. Cool that it's got the GeForce RTX label on it, which most of the come built-in Dells are completely blank of any names. It just looks like a metal piece, and it is branded as their own when you look it up in GPU-Z software, so that's kind of neat. Let's see what this is like to get back on here. Okay, so there's a couple little brackets here. Feeds in there, and looks like it's all good and well with this lock here. So I'm going to just pull back on the lock and then push everything in and release. And yeah, so it's not exactly that difficult to open or close up. Not that many people will probably even open these that get them, but as much as I do build custom stuff, it's pretty cool to just say, you know what, I want this and this and this, and I want warranty on it, and ship it to me. So it's kind of the main working rig. I do work, and I can work on this while, tinkering with the other stuff and all the custom builds I do. So I think that's going to settle it for the unboxing. We'll plug it in. We'll mess with the lighting, which I believe is on the front, and the Alienware there on the side. I'll do a quick little take of that, see what we can come up with. And I think that's probably it. No need to really benchmark it immediately here. I'm just going to start brutalizing it and see how well it works out. So thanks so much, folks, and take care.